And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, folks, today's a big old Sunday, and today is the last day of the first, second round, the great rounds, what gets us all excited for March Madness, 4 straight days of NCAA basketball. That concludes today, folks. Last, final day of games on all day long, folks. Noon to the, what do we get? We get noon to the 2, 2 to the 4, 5 to the 6, and then 6 to the 7, 7 to the 8, and then 9, 10. We're all good. We all know we saw it the last 2 days, folks, and it's happening again today. All day college basketball. Now, get ready because next week they start Thursday, Friday again. Games start up Thursday, Friday this week. But like two games on, I think, max a day. So we're not getting these all day games on, and so we have to take advantage of the last full day of March Madness basketball, and that's why we had to take a little bit of a step back yesterday. That's why we didn't have a show yesterday, because we got absolutely obliterated on Friday. We had 13 picks going, and we had 4 out of 13 picks, folks. We had to take a deep breath in. We had to hold it for the entire day. I didn't even breathe the entire day. I was just trying to get inside college basketball, what was winning, what was hitting, what was right, what was the trap, and all that. So that's why we didn't have the show yesterday. To make sure that we got it right today. We must finally get it right today. We must end on a high note for the abysmal note that we were on literally all March Madness. We're done with our bracket. It's in the fire. We're done with our algorithm. We're burning it all. Done with that. What have we learned? What teams have we liked in their first round, in their first game? And we're going to only use that information. We're done with the algorithm. We're done with the machines. We're only going to use what we liked about these teams playing today in their first game. We are going to hit all of the picks today, folks. We are going to end the first 2 rounds of March Madness on an absolute high note here. So get prepared, because we're winning today, folks. We must win today. So, of course, we're going to win today. So today on the show, we're going to be talking about all the games today on March Madness, selecting the winners. There's some NFL stories I want to kind of get to today as well. Deshaun Watson being traded to a team that they said that he wasn't going to get traded to, but then he's there. So we'll talk all that through, some interesting information as well about Baker Mayfield and what they're saying. So we'll talk all that through, some stories also to get through to in the NFL that we have not been able to get to over the last couple of days. And then we'll quickly touch upon the NBA as well. We won't, maybe we'll bet in the NBA. We'll see how it goes. But breaking down March Madness, we're going to start with that. We'll head over to the NFL stories after that, and then we will finish in the NBA. So let's start talking March Madness, and we've got to get a game out of the way right off the rip, because we got a game tipping off in 6 minutes, folks. And this is the first game of the day, 12-10, Houston and Illinois. I believe it's a 4-5 seed matchup here. Houston minus 3.5, Illinois plus 3.5 here. Alrighty, we're done with our algorithm, but let's see what do we even have this one predicted? I mean, this is truly why we've got to get rid of our algorithm, folks, and we're done with our bracket. It's already busted, like y'all's. But yeah, we're on the 31st percentile. We were at like the 65th percentile on Friday, and now we're at the 32nd, and we were inside the top 1 million on Friday, and now we're at 1.5 million. So we're absolutely done. Our algorithm was totally bust. The machines truly let us down. So we are not using our algorithm anymore to decide these games. I was going to say, what did our algorithm pick? Do we have Houston and Illinois in the matchup here facing off today? What do we got? No, we called UAB on the upset. We did like the points as well, and that let us down as well. So we called UAB on the upset to win, and then we wanted the points with the UAB, and none of those happened. And that's why we are not trusting our algorithm anymore. It is just so wrong, folks. It's really been so wrong all March Madness long so far, and it's what, 3 days? 3 days, and I think we've been the most wrong we've ever been on the show. Leave it up to the machines to be the most wrong we've ever been on the show. So not great for them. But here we go. Houston and Illinois. What do we like out of Houston in the first meeting here over UAB? We love their three-point shooting. They shot 48% from three. That's absolutely fantastic in college basketball. So we love that by Houston. They had 10 of 21 from the three. Rebounds, 32 rebounds. Out-rebounded UAB. Love that. Points in the paint, 34 points in the paint by Houston. Love that as well. So the high three percentage, big dominance, rebounds, points in the paint, all of that. Houston is checking everything we love. So I think we are going to be leaning toward Houston today. But let's see what Illinois did in their first matchup against Chattanooga. Chattanooga plus the 8. Chattanooga plus the 8. We loved it. We hit it. We cashed it. And Chattanooga almost won that game straight up. Lost by 1. Illinois being taken till the very last second to win that game. But what did Illinois do in that game? They shot 18% from three, folks. 3 of 17 from three. Rebounds, they did have 38 rebounds, very well done, but they did get out-rebounded by Chattanooga. Not great. Offensive rebounds, they only had 9. Chattanooga had 15. Points in the paint, they only had 28. They got outscored points in the paint wise 30-28. So everything that we love, threes, big dominance Houston has, and Illinois almost lost to Chattanooga. So I think we're taking Houston here, folks. I know we're taking. We're confident today, folks. We must be confident because we must win today. I'm feeling great on Houston today. They hit the threes. They've got the bigs. That's all they need. Houston on the money line. Once again, we're trying not to push anything either today. We just need solid quality wins to make up for the last 3 abysmal days that we had. So Houston on the money line to kick off the entire day of March Madness. We are loving it. Locking in Houston on the money line. Feeling great about it. All right, so we're good. We are not using our algorithm, and we're feeling good. We don't have to kind of, have the algorithm as our training wheels. No. We're feeling good. Calling winners, money line, bingo, bango, just like that. No help of the machines, no help of the algorithm. Taking what we learned over the last 3 days, where we went wrong, fixing that, and we're going with Houston confidently. Confident in Houston, H-Town, baby. Let's get it going today. Tipping off in just about 2 minutes. We'll fill y'all in, updating live, got it on the screen here, so we will talk it through. Hopefully Houston can get off to a good start and get our juices going today. Houston on the money line for the first game today on the final day of all day March Madness. Houston on the money line. Love it. All right, so now that we got that game out of the way, let's start talking the other games that we've got to bet on today. We'll try not to push anything, but let's see if we can try to pick a winner on everyone kind of convincingly. So here we go. Next game up today on the big slate of games, we got Ohio State and Villanova. Well, actually, let's take a little bit of a pause here. Can we take a little bit of a pause here? Because we've already got the game that's going to be tipping off right now where you got to lock in your bets, got to lock in the bet in the next minute, folks. Hurry up and get that Houston on the money line in. But let's take a little bit of a breather. Let's take a little bit of a step back and see what won yesterday. Yesterday was the first start of the second round. Today is the last day of the second round. So, second round's kind of playing potentially similarly. So let's see what won yesterday. Did big spreads win? Did big points win? Should you have taken the points, swallow the points on the money line, not on the money line? What won quickly yesterday? So let's run through some of these games here. First game up yesterday was North Carolina and Baylor, the 1 seed Baylor versus number 8 UNC, and the number 8 North Carolina Tar Heels upset number 1 Baylor, winning 93-86. Now, the Baylor looked trash all game long, folks. They just did not have it. They were sluggish. They weren't out rebounding. They weren't scoring well, and they were losing the excuse us, folks. Jeez. They were losing the game really all throughout the entire game. So Baylor, UNC's best player, their best big, got kind of ejected out of the game, unfortunately, fouled out of the game. And that's really why Baylor was able to kind of catch up a little bit and tie up the game and then go into overtime. But Baylor was not good. Just UNC lost their best player because he got ejected. So Baylor was not good, and they were the 1 seed. North Carolina was getting 5.5 points, and that was the better side. So getting points on the first game of the day yesterday, that worked, and we got a big-time upset. Then we had number 1, Kansas versus 9, Creighton, and Kansas took care of business there, the 1 seed, but it was close and competitive, and Creighton was a plus 13, and Kansas only wins by 7, so getting points there was fantastic. So first 2 games up, getting points, you cashed in. Then we head over to Michigan and Tennessee, and this was the only game I liked yesterday, folks, and I should have tweeted this out, and I truly apologize. This was the only game I bet last night. I love Michigan, folks. Michigan versus Colorado State in that first matchup. We were watching it live on the show. Colorado State hitting all those big threes, but Michigan down in the paint was too dominant for Tennessee to really kind of overcome, for Colorado State to overcome in that second half when they were winning the game. Kind of a reason why I didn't tweet it out also was because Colin Cowherd, he was big time on Texas, swallowing the 6.5 points there. He promoted it on the volume. He promoted it on FanDuel, and I didn't want to kind of make him look like the clown. You know what I mean? So, Colin, you're welcome, okay? I didn't tweet out, hey, Michigan +6, don't listen to Colin Cowherd and all that. But I love Michigan. Watch Michigan to be very, very good in the upcoming rounds as well, folks. I think they have the potential to win it all. There's really no one dominant team in this league or in this tournament here. Even kind of Gonzaga, who I think is just kind of the traditional favorites. This season, and they only won by 4 points last night. So there's a lot of kind of just non-greatness. There's a lot of good teams out here, but I don't know if there's one dominant team that everyone's like, yeah, they're just going to steamroll through. So watch out for Michigan, folks. I'm really loving what they're showing, and I think I'm going to be betting them in the next round as well. But Michigan gets the win by 8 points, 76-68, an 11 seed upsetting a 3 last night. Michigan +7.5 ended at, and that was the right play. So first 3 games of the day yesterday, getting the points was the play. Then we head over to number 4 Richmond, number 4 Province versus number 12 Richmond, and the Spiders can't pull off another upset. Richmond +3.5. They didn't even cover it. They lose by 18 points, folks. They lose, no, 28. Wow, man, oh man, that was a blow. They lose by 28 points to Providence, folks. So Providence, everybody's dark horse. Once again, we apologize. We did not think that was the case, but Providence steamrolling Richmond, folks. Then we had UCLA and St. Mary's. UCLA blows out St. Mary's, number 4 versus a number 5. UCLA gets the win 72-56. They cover the -3. So first 3 games of the day, getting points was great. Next 2 games, swallowing the points was better. Then we head over to St. Mary's and Murray State, and we get another upset here, folks. A 15-7 matchup here, and the 15th seed gets the win 70-60. A nice 10-point win, and St. Peter's was +8, so getting points there, fantastic. Then it's Arkansas and New Mexico State. Arkansas wins, but only by 5 here, 53-48. And it was New Mexico State +6.5, so covering the points there. And then the last game of the night, Memphis and Gonzaga, the 9-1 matchup. Gonzaga gets the win, but only by 4. Memphis +10, they cover the spread and all that. So only 2 games last night did not, only 2 games last night were swallowing the points was the better play. So for the most part, getting points is really kind of the way to go. So if we're kind of up in the air, both teams are just kind of really evenly, we're gonna be taking points. And once again, getting points in March Madness, just kind of once again, basic line of thinking should always be kind of the right play because of all the upsets, because of all the uncertainty, and especially this season in March Madness, where I mean, we're getting all these upsets and there are no one dominant team. Like we said, I think Gonzaga is just kind of the overall favorite. If you just had to kind of, who is the maybe best team in the league overall, you maybe just go Gonzaga for them to win. And even them, they're, struggling the first half of their first game. Yeah, they got it done in the second half, but still close. And then last night, only winning by 4, close game overall. So I think we're going to be siding on the points today if we are kind of a little bit, gridlocked on a decision. So now let's go back and continue on talking through the rest of the games on today and how we can make a little bit of money. So the next game up here, we get Ohio State in Villanova. Alrighty, we got Ohio State, the 7th seed, Villanova, the 2 seed. Villanova -5, Ohio State +5. Let's see what both these teams did in their first game. We had Ohio State beating Loyola Chicago 54-41 in their first meeting. Ohio State, they hit 1 of 15 from 3, folks. 1 of 15. They shot 7% from 3. Yikes. Offensive rebounds, they only had 6. Got out offensive rebound. Still won, but still got out offensive rebound. Now, they did out rebound in total 38-26. So 38 rebounds, that's very good. Points in the paint, they did have 26. Solid there. And how many turnovers they have? They had 17 turnovers. So turning over the ball, scoring down low in the paint, that was really all they've got, but they've got no outside shooting game. Okay, now when we look at Villanova, they beat Delaware their first meeting by 20 points, winning 80-60. Villanova shot 46% from the 3, 13 out of 28, so high 3-point percentage. Love seeing that. They out-rebounded their opponent 31-21, so getting the boards. They had 9 offensive rebounds. Love seeing that. Points in the paint, 30 points in the paint, so points in the paint, outside scoring, all that is good. They did have 10 turnovers. That's a lot of turnovers. But overall, that 3-point difference, folks, that 3-point shooting difference, that's what I'm going to be betting on, I think. That's really going to be the key factor here. Villanova can hit the 3. Ohio State can't. So I'm taking Villanova on the money line. We're not going to be swallowing the points here. Unfortunately, 5-point spread, little bit maybe too big. 5 is really kind of like that kind of tipping point for me, just because of how basketball is played and how the end of basketball games look and how wonky all that can get. I don't know if I'm swallowing more than 5 points here today. So it's on the line. Once again, we're not pushing anything, looking for just straight wins today. Must wins today. We're going Villanova on the money line. It's at -225, a little bit more than we like, but it's I think it's a safer play here. We're going to be taking Villanova on the money line. All right, what else do we got on tap today on the slate of games? Then we get the 5:15 game. Number 7, Michigan State versus number 2, Duke. Okay, let's see what this one's all about. We get Michigan State +6.5, Duke -6.5 here. Let's see how these two teams fared in their first game. Here we go. Let's start with Michigan State. Number 7, Michigan State beats number 10, Davidson, by only 1 point, 74-73, close game there. Sheesh. Michigan State from 3, 7 of 26. They only shot 27%. Now, Davidson, they shot 40% from 3, but still lost by 1 point. So Michigan was able to overcome the poor 3-point shooting night that they had. Rebounds, they had 33 rebounds. Out rebound Davidson 33-29. Offensive rebounds 9 over 6 by Michigan State. So nice on the offensive glass. Points in the paint, they both had 32 points. Turnovers, they both had 7. So not too many turnovers there by Michigan State. Abysmal from 3, but they still got the win at the end of the day. Now with Duke facing number 15 CS Fullerton, and they win by 17 points, 78-61. Now, Duke shot 41% from three, 9 of 22. Just, it's pretty okay-ish. We'd like to see a little bit more than 41. Once again, these kind of, I really want to kind of see 46, 48% from three. That truly shows that you're good at shooting threes in college. If you're showing me 36, yes, that's good in NBA. But I mean, folks, I've been watching March Madness the entire day. These last 3 days here, gonna be the fourth day today. And some of these 3-point shots going up just look absolutely abysmal. And then they stick with it, and they're shooting up all these bricks all the time, and it's just so disgusting to watch. So when a team is shooting 48, 46% from the three, that's really where you're like, okay, now we can truly rely on this team being somewhat consistent from the three, rather than if they're just hitting 36% classically. So both these teams not shooting the best from the three. What do we get? Duke with offensive rebounding. They had 36 rebounds. Love seeing that. 9 offensive boards. They had 13 turnovers still there. So Michigan able to kind of keep the turnovers light. Duke turning over the ball. Points in the paint, Duke had 40, so they're going to be clogging up the paint like that and everything. But I think Michigan able to be somewhat competitive in this game, both getting good rebounding numbers. 3-point percentage is nothing great by both teams. Obviously, Duke is a little bit better, but I think I'm going to go with the 6.5 here by Michigan State. I think they can keep it relatively close here. This is now where we start to shift to take the points. All right, Michigan State plus a 6.5. I think that's what we're rocking with today. All right, next game up, what do we have? We've got Iowa State and Wisconsin. And look at this, number 11, Iowa State only plus 4.5. Wisconsin minus, oh, look at here on DraftKings, it's only plus 4. Iowa State plus 4, Wisconsin minus 4. So big disparity in their seeding, but not a big disparity on the spread line. So interesting here. But once again, remember what we saw yesterday as well. Let me get to these two games. Providence Richmond plus 3.5. They got blown out by 18. The other one, St. Mary's. Yeah, St. Mary's was plus 3, and they ended up losing by 15 points. So these smaller spreads don't indicate, that it's going to be a closer game. So let's keep this in mind. Potentially, Wisconsin could be blowing out of Iowa State. But let's see what we got in their first matchups. From Iowa State, they beat LSU by 5 on an upset. Number 11 beating a number 6 on their first game, winning 59-54. Iowa State from the 3, they shot 32%, 12 of 37. Okay, nothing great. Rebounds, they only had 27. They got out-rebounded by LSU. They got out-offensive rebound by LSU, 8-7. Points in the paint, they only had 6. Oh my God, Iowa State only had 6 points in the paint? Compared to 20 of LSU, and they won the game? No, we're not betting Iowa State. No way. They can't shoot the 3. They can't rebound. They can't score in the paint. I mean, have you seen what all these college players are doing? All these mid-range shots just bricking? Folks, we got in this game right here, Houston and Illinois, 0 field goals by Houston here in the last 4.5 minutes. Game's tied 5-5. So we need easy scoring. We need points in the paint. We need those dangerous threes. If any outside shots are going to be falling, we need them to be threes, because that's kind of the key difference. All these college teams, folks, it's college basketball. We have to remember, most of these players, 99% of these players are not going to the NBA. They're not that good to be in the NBA. And we see that watching, folks. Every game, there's always like a 5 to 7 minute scoring drought. This is why we want to prioritize the rebounds, offensive rebounds, and scoring point in the paint wise. So Iowa State not doing any of that. Yikes. I think we're going with Wisconsin here. But let me cough, clear my voice, and then we'll check what Wisconsin did in their first matchup. Here we go. Okay. Once again, still getting over our illness a little bit. Coming back a little bit today. We felt a little bit better yesterday, but hopefully that's not going to win. Hopefully this goes away quickly. All right, but here we go. In their first matchup, Wisconsin versus Colgate. Wisconsin gets the win, 67-60. And once again, our algorithm says Colgate was going to win. Our algorithm was not reliable. That's why we're not using it anymore. And there it is. Houston with another 3. They hit their first 3 of the game, take the lead 8-7. That's why we need the 3. All right, but here we go. Wisconsin and Colgate in the first matchup. Wisconsin shooting 35% from three. Not the greatest. Rebounds, they had 35 rebounds. Love seeing that. Offensive rebounds, 11 compared to Colgate's 9. Fantastic. Points in the paint, 34. So there it is. Wisconsin will take it on the money line. Once again, not swallowing any numbers here, especially if they're this close. I love Wisconsin here over Iowa State. Yes, it's a close spread, but and look at this. Now, as we say that, it goes up to Wisconsin -4. Y'all are taking Iowa with the points. No, y'all are swallowing the points. That's what that means. There it is. And now we get Houston up by 3, 10-7. Love seeing that. But yeah, y'all are betting Wisconsin. Love seeing that. Now they're -190 on the money line. Beefing that up a little bit for us. Okay, thank y'all. But yeah, Wisconsin on the money line. I'm loving them over Iowa State. Iowa State couldn't shoot the 3 or score in the paint, folks. Come on. How are we betting that? All right, Wisconsin seems like the best bet of the day. At only -4, go ahead and take the -4. I need wins today, so I'm just staying on the money line. I'm not getting burned by half a point, anything like that today. Wisconsin on the money line, go ahead, take the -4, folks. I think Wisconsin's the best play of the day so far. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, what a mismatch, and I don't know what Vegas is doing with that spread. I don't see it being that close. Wisconsin, they win it today. All right, here we go. A few more games left today, folks. Here we go. Next game up, we got Notre Dame and Texas Tech. And I like Notre Dame and I like Michigan. These are two teams that I wasn't big on going into the tournament, but after I watched them, their first game, second game, I'm Michigan. Love Michigan going forward. Love Notre Dame, their first game, and now I'm getting 8 points with them. Let's see if we take it. Here we go. Notre Dame in their first game versus Alabama. They upset the 6th seed 78-64. Dominant 14-point win. That's a dominant win. They shot 62% from 3. I think that was the best from the first round, honestly. That's fantastic. They did get out rebounded by only by 1, 28-27 compared to Alabama. Offensive rebounds, they got dominated 10-4. Ooh, okay. Points in the paint, but they still had 34 points in the paint. So yeah, they were getting out rebounded, but they were going into the paint, folks, scoring down low, shooting the 3, fantastic, and all that. So got to do a little bit better at rebounding, but also at the same time, they shot 54% from the field. So how many rebound opportunities do you have? All right, so we liked Notre Dame, and then compared to Texas Tech here, they beat number 14 Montana State 97-62. So a real dominant 35-point win, but it's a number 14 seed. You know what I mean? All right, but here we go. Texas Tech, they shot 60% from 3. Okay, so Notre Dame, you better keep it up here because Texas Tech not playing around. Rebounds, they had 30 rebounds, but Texas Tech also got out offensive rebound by 1, 7-6. Okay, points in the paint, they still had 38 points in the paint. And look at this, Montana State could not score in the paint. They got outscored points in the paint wise, 38 compared to 16. Jeez Louise. But I get 8 points here. Yeah, Texas Tech may win, but Notre Dame has proven they can go down in the paint and score, that they can keep up shooting pace 3-point wise with Texas Tech, and I get 8. I think that's too much value to pass up. Like we saw yesterday, yes, some teams were winning, not covering the spread. We just saw Arkansas, -6.5. They win by 5, all that. Probably the same thing going on with Texas Tech. I'm taking the 8 points here with Notre Dame. I love that. Wisconsin on the money line. Notre Dame plus the 8. Those are 2 I love. I'd probably parlay both of those together. All right, what do we got? 2, 3 more games up here? How do we round out the day? Next game up in March Madness, we got Miami and Auburn. Number 10 Miami versus number 2 Auburn. We get Miami +7, Auburn -7. All righty. Let's see what Miami did in their first game. They barely beat number 7 USC by 2, 68-66. Miami in this game, they shot 7% from 3, folks, 1-14. Yikes. They got out rebounded by 10. Oh my God, 35 compared to 25. Oh my goodness. They only had 3 offensive rebounds. They did still have 28 points in the paint, so going down low to score. Really, that's all they could score. They can't hit the three, but they can't rebound. They only go down into the paint to score. Okay, now we get number 2 Auburn, and they win by 19 against number 15 Jacksonville State. Auburn, they only shot 38% from 3. That's good. That's, good 38%, but that's not what we need to see. We need to see higher than 38% to show consistency, and they're not doing that. So don't love the 38% from 3. They did get a ton of rebounds, 46 rebounds compared to Jacksonville State's 31. They had 17 offensive rebounds. Holy cow, second chance points going through the roof. Points in the paint, they had 32 points in the paint. So Auburn looking really gosh dang good, out rebounding, minus the 7 here. This is where it's going to be a little bit of trouble. Can't really take them on the money line at minus 335. That really does nothing for us. I can't buy the plus 7 here with Miami because of the bad rebounding numbers, the bad shooting from 3. So my hand is forced here. We are going to have to take the Auburn minus 7. And I don't love the minus 7 here, but I can't just take them on the money line minus 335. That does nothing. So I either stay away from it or I take the minus 7. Let's not push it here. We're not pushing anything today. We're abstaining from the Miami Auburn game today. Alrighty, but we've got 2 more opportunities to cash in. No fret, folks. Here we go. Next game up, last 2 games. Here we go. We get number 6 Texas versus number 3 Purdue, and we get Texas plus 3.5, Purdue minus 3.5. Alrighty, Texas in their first meeting dominates pretty decently. Virginia Tech by 8, winning 81-73. Texas Tech, they shot 53% from 3. Yeah, now we're talking. Rebounds, they both had 25 rebounds. Texas had 8 offensive boards, and Texas had 24 points in the paint, but Virginia Tech out points in the paint them by 32-24. So Texas able to get the boards, decent in the points in the paint, and they hit well from 3. Purdue now beating Yale by 18 points, winning 78-56, beating number 14 Yale. Purdue only shot 32% from 3. Yikes. They did have 40 rebounds. That's very well done. 11 offensive rebounds. Out offensive rebounded Yale by 4, 11-7. So we like that. Points in the paint, but Purdue only had 26 points in the paint. So they're not going down low that much to score. Outside jumpers, mid-range jumpers, all of that. And that's about it. So I get 3.5 here by Texas. I'm going to take those points there. I like Texas here. Potential upset as well. Let's take those points. And then the last game today, folks, we get TCU in Arizona. TCU plus 9.5. Arizona minus 9.5 here. Let's see how both these teams looked in their first meeting. Do we take this point, swallow the points, abstain from the last game? Here we go. TCU dominates Seton Hall 69-42, folks. Man, oh man, a 27-point win on an 8-9 matchup. Sheesh Louise. And this was the only 8-9 matchup that we got wrong. So we got to definitely kind of, give more credit to TCU. Absolutely. So here we go. TCU, they shot 40% from 3, even though they only took 10. So they hit 4 of 10 from the 3 for 40%. Rebounds, they had 35 rebounds. Yeah. They also shot 51% from the field. So this is a good shooting team. All right, so rebounds, fantastic, 35. They had 6 offensive rebounds. Points in the paint, they had 40 points in the paint. They going down low, baby. Oh, I love TCU. I'm loving TCU. Give me the points. Oh, I'm taking the points. But let's check Arizona. They win by 17 versus number 16 Wright State. Arizona wins 87-70. Arizona, they shot 55% from 3, shooting 23. So double the amount of threes that TCU took while also doubling the amount that they took or that they made. So Arizona is legit from the 3. They had 42 rebounds, 9 offensive rebounds, 32 points in the paint. Wow, we liked TCU, absolutely. But Arizona, they were truly stunting last night. Wow. So, begs the question, take the points, swallow the points. I think I'm going to take the 9.5 here by TCU. Their stats showed that they could hang with a dominant Arizona team, just like we saw Memphis hang with a decently dominant Gonzaga team. Yes, they didn't win, but they covered the spread, plus 10. They only lose by 4. I see the same thing happening here. TCU can hang, folks, and we're going to bet that they can hang with Arizona by taking the plus 9.5 here by TCU. So, I think that does it for today, folks. We've got 7 bets. So, day 1 of March Madness, we had 10. We had 6 of 10. Day 2, we had 13. We had 4 of 13. Day 3, we didn't do the show, but I did take Michigan plus the 6. That was the only thing I bet yesterday, and we hit. So we went 1 of 1 yesterday, and now we're ready to bring it home today using everything that we learned over the last 3 days. What wins, what gets close, what loses, what causes the upsets. We looked at it all, folks, ran the numbers, looked at the stats and all that, and this is our last attempt to save ourselves betting-wise in March Madness. One final time, our picks. We got Houston on the money line, and they are currently winning by 7, 16-9 over Illinois. We're about 12 minutes into the game here, so that's looking good. Let me knock on wood. We know what happened the last time. We took a bet on the show, watching it live, and it did not pan out. It looked good. It looked dominant. Colorado State, dominant in the first half, lost it in the second half. Hopefully, Houston can close out in the second half. But we're taking Houston on the money line, and so far, they are winning by 7. We got Villanova on the money line, Michigan State plus the 6.5, Wisconsin on the money line, Notre Dame plus the 8, Texas plus the 3.5, TCU plus 9.5, and I believe that we said Wisconsin on the money line is probably the best bet of the day, and I love the Notre Dame plus the 8, potentially the second best play of the day, potentially the best play while getting points. I'll call it that. Best money line play of the day, that's relatively good odds. We're still below minus 200. We're taking Wisconsin on the money line, and then overall getting points, best play of the day, Notre Dame plus the 8. Alrighty, so that is all the March Madness we had to go over for today. So now let's shift gears to the NFL, talk some stories, and then we'll close out on the NBA. But here we go. We didn't do the show yesterday, but this did break on March 18th. What was this on? This was Friday after we went off the air. But here we go. We got Deshaun Watson finally landing somewhere, and it wasn't the Saints or the Falcons like we were kind of all thinking. He's narrowed it down to the Saints and the Falcons, and I was kind of hoping he was going to go to Atlanta, because that would have been a good team. Everybody was wanting to go there. Jarvis Landry was potentially wanting to go to Atlanta. Julio Jones maybe wanting to kind of go back to Atlanta as well with Deshaun Watson. Calvin Ridley may wanting to stay in Atlanta. Who knows that? But Deshaun Watson not going to Atlanta, not going to the Saints. He gets traded to the Cleveland Browns. Oh my goodness, how crazy. So once again, a new chapter in the Baker Mayfield story. Baker Mayfield has probably been the biggest name in the NFL this week. Obviously, Deshaun Watson was kind of the one causing all the attention to Baker Mayfield's name, but we all know how great Deshaun Watson is. And that's why, his name hasn't been getting kind of talked about as much as Baker Mayfield's. Obviously, with all the lawsuits, we haven't seen him in a long time, but we know Deshaun Watson's absolutely fantastic. He took that trash Texans team and made them decently relevant. They didn't win a lot of games, but they won as many games as Deshaun Watson could truly carry on his back. So Deshaun Watson's fantastic. We all know this, but what makes the whole Baker Mayfield thing more interesting is that we still don't know if this man is good or not. I don't like the man. Y'all got me defending the man like I believe he's fantastic and he's great. No, I don't think Baker Mayfield's that great, but I will, we do defend everybody to what their extent playing wise on the field, makes us. I'm not going to let y'all knock Baker Mayfield as much as y'all have been, because I still think there's still some decent things about him. We don't love him overall. He's not clutch. He's not consistent. He's not getting better, but there may be one or two things. And, we have to save y'all from the kind of over blasphemous. Once again, y'all saying you want Baker Mayfield over Jimmy Garoppolo, which makes absolutely no sense. But, we will still defend players, even though that, we knock them, that, they're not our favorites and we don't gush over them on a daily basis. We will still defend them to the level of defendedness that they need. And so far, Baker Mayfield, a little bit of defendedness, especially of what y'all have been saying this week. But don't get that twisted, like I'm this big Baker homer or anything. No. I don't even think he gets a chance to play in the league anymore. Like everyone's like, oh, where does Baker Mayfield get traded to and all that? And I'm like, I don't even know. We can talk about that. Let's talk about where Baker Mayfield potentially can get traded to, because that's kind of what we're looking at right now. He's gonna have to get traded. We've heard Baker Mayfield, not from him himself, but the rumors are that Baker Mayfield wants to get traded to the Colts, which will absolutely not happen, folks. The Colts will not trade for Baker Mayfield. The only way that they would trade for Baker Mayfield is just as a backup, and that's it. But they got swindled by Carson Wentz, folks. Phillip Rivers and Carson Wentz couldn't get it done for the Colts. Baker Mayfield's not going to do that. Baker Mayfield's not going to be the one to outperform Phillip Rivers, to outperform Carson Wentz, to finally make this Colts team good. It's not going to happen, folks. That's I wouldn't even think that. The fact that y'all are thinking that, it's a little crazy in my opinion. Baker Mayfield is not that guy. He's not that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal. He's not that guy, okay? So stop it with, yes, he wants to go to the Colts, but he's not going to go to the Colts. And also the Browns, I think I have this right here. Do I got this up? The Browns are kind of looking for a second-round pick. Yeah, right here. Browns are telling teams it will take a day 2 pick for Baker Mayfield. So second, potential third-round pick, which, seems like, I don't see anybody taking a first for Baker Mayfield, giving a first for Baker Mayfield. So low trade value, maybe somebody takes a swing on him as the backup position, as kind of, the challenge, and have a little bit of a quarterback duel going into OTAs and training camp, things like that. But I don't think Baker Mayfield's going to be kind of, the guaranteed starter of anywhere he goes. So let's quickly run through the teams here to see where can Baker Mayfield even go. Is there even a team for him? Because Deshaun Watson was really kind of the last quarterback to fall. We had, Aaron Rodgers staying in Green Bay. We've got Russell Wilson going to Denver, all of this. So we've got, and there's also other backup quarterbacks. Watch for Gardner Minshew. I take Gardner Minshew over Baker Mayfield. I'm sorry, Baker, but I take Gardner Minshew over him. I take Marcus Mariota over Baker Mayfield. So whatever spots have a vacancy still, for a quarterback, there's still 2 others I take over Baker Mayfield, and I probably give up the same compensation. Day 2 pick, second, third round. And for Marcus Mariota, I could probably get away with the 4th round pick. Potentially, Gardner Minshew, I don't know if I can get away with the 4th round pick. Probably have to do a 2nd or 3rd. But Marcus Mariota, yeah, I can do a 4th round, 5th round pick. Baker Mayfield, I got to do a 2nd, 3rd round. Gardner Minshew, I got to probably do a 2nd or 3rd round. So it's not looking that great for Baker Mayfield, but let's see where he can go. Buffalo, no. Patriots, no. Dolphins, no. Jets, no. Zach Wilson. Bengals, no. Joe Burrow's there. Steelers, no. They just got Mitch Trubisky. Cleveland, no. Ravens, no. Lamar Jackson. Titans still rocking with Ryan Tannehill, and Ryan Tannehill is better than Baker Mayfield. The Colts, well, they've got an opening spot at quarterback, but it's not going to be Baker Mayfield. I would bet the show. If Baker Mayfield goes to Cleveland, if Baker Mayfield goes to the Colts, folks, I will sell the show to anybody. Y'all can take the show. He's not going to the Colts. Not going to go to the Texans. They're working with Davis Mills. Not going to the Jags. Not going to the Chiefs. Not going to the Raiders. Not going with the Chargers. Not going with the Broncos. So, no team in the AFC. The only potentially team that is still looking for a quarterback is the Colts, but he will not go there. In the NFC, the Cowboys, they got Dak. The Eagles, they got Jalen Hurts. Washington, they just got Carson Wentz. The sloppy seconds of the Colts, not going to get that. The Giants, they're still working with Daniel Jones one more year. Packers, Aaron Rodgers is back. Vikings, they just signed Kirk Cousins to another $35 million deal. I don't understand why. Bears, they should still be going with Justin Fields. Lions, potential opening here, and this is something that I could potentially see. The Lions is definitely somewhere that Baker Mayfield could end up going, and now that I say it out loud, I think this is the only destination for him, honestly. This Lions team is not sold on It's coming, folks. Jared Goff. They're not sold on Jared Goff, folks. We heard the general manager after the season say, "Hey, we're still not sold basically on Jared Goff. He knows he needs to do better." That was kind of one of the quotes. Hey, he knows he needs to do better here going into this offseason. It's still a quarterback duel. There is really kind of no starter guaranteed written in stone going into next year. So I'm ready to call it. The Detroit Lions will go out and trade for Baker Mayfield 100%. Baker Mayfield is now a Detroit Lion. This is the only thing that truly makes sense here. And I know this is not where he wants to go, but sorry, Baker. We've seen how they treated you there. I'm sure you don't have like a no trade clause in your contract. You're still under a rookie deal, so I doubt that's in there. So yeah, you'll go wherever they want you, and they're upset with you. They're upset that you got sympathy for all that. From that letter and all that. So I don't see the Browns asking, well, where do you want to go? Oh, you want to go to the Colts? Well, we'll make that work and do whatever it takes to make that work. No, they won't. They're going to send you to the Lions. Baker Mayfield to the Lions, folks. Bookmark it, bet it, however you can. Baker Mayfield to the Lions is the only thing that makes sense. But let's run the other teams to truly make sure. We get Bucks, Tom Brady out of retirement. No way. Saints potentially working with Jameis Winston again. I really don't see Baker Mayfield going to the Saints, and if he does go to the Saints, good luck. Your career's over because they got defensive guy at the head coaching position. Good luck with that. The Falcons, well, they're still sticking with Matt Ryan, it seems, since they didn't get Deshaun Watson. Carolina Panthers, I actually don't want Baker Mayfield to go there because that would just be totally abysmal. Baker Mayfield with Matt Rule, I would really not wish on my worst enemy of having Matt Rule as a head coach. So Baker Mayfield, whatever you do not get traded to the Carolina Panthers because then your career is truly over. Absolutely. All right, so please don't go to Carolina. But that would definitely be an option. I mean, they don't really have a starting quarterback anyway. You're not rocking with Sam Darnold anymore. Cam Newton's definitely not the guy either. So they got to get a quarterback. We'll see what they do. The Rams, nope. The Cardinals, nope. The 49ers, nope. And the Seahawks, now they do have an opening. This is where a lot of people are kind of saying at the current moment that Seattle could be an opening. I don't see Pete Carroll working with Baker Mayfield. I know Baker Mayfield and Russell Wilson are kind of the same style of quarterbacks a little bit. Obviously, Russell Wilson's a million times better. We all know this. But, potentially rolling out of the pocket, throwing on the run. They have similar size, kind of overall just body makeup is kind of the same. They look the same. Russell Wilson wasn't really working there with Seattle at the end anyway. So Baker Mayfield, a worse version of Russell Wilson, is not going to work there either. So potential available options would be the Seahawks, the Panthers, the Lions. That's really it. I'm not even giving the Colts the time of day. That's not going to happen. So really the only three logical places that he could go would be the Lions, 1, Panthers 2, Seahawks 3, but I'm going to say that he ends up with the Detroit Lions. I think that makes the most sense. Him with Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell may be able to get something out of Baker Mayfield because we know Dan Campbell loves to hype everybody up. Baker Mayfield seems like he may thrive off of that, and with no pressure on the Lions at all, even though, they were kind of decent last season, not in the win department, but in the competitive department, they were decent last season. All this non-pressure. Dan, the Lions, one of the kind of, worst organizations in the league. Dan Campbell, first time as head coach, trying to get it together. Baker Mayfield trying to kind of rejuvenate his career, put a good spin on his name. It all just kind of seems like the island of misfit toys, right? Like all that together, it may be able to surprise some people, maybe. So Baker Mayfield, I think going to the Lions would be your best bet. There's no pressure, honestly. You don't win, well, you weren't winning with the Browns, so who cares? And if you do win, wow, you turned around an organization. You are the guy. You can be the guy. You can be an adult here. So I kind of would like to see Baker to go to the Lions. I think he can have success there. Everywhere else he goes, he will not have success. He will not have success with Matt Rule. Absolutely not. And going in Seattle, they're not going to have success like that either. I mean, we see Russell Wilson. If Russell Wilson is somewhere they can't get it done, Baker Mayfield's going to also be, doing the same thing Russell Wilson did, not getting it done. So Go to the Lions. That's your best chance to have some success. I would love to see that. Baker Mayfield to the Lions, folks. But back to Deshaun Watson. So he gets traded to the Browns here, and he's going to get a nice new 5-year, $230 million contract. Wow, oh, wow. Love seeing that. Love seeing players get paid. Absolutely. And now for the compensation here. So the Browns get Deshaun Watson and a 5th-round pick, and the Texans get 3 first-round picks. Man, oh man. Yeah, that's a trade. That's a nice-ass trade, getting 3 first-round picks. Absolutely. 3 first-round picks, a 3rd-round pick, and a 4th-round pick. So 3 first-round picks, Texans rebuild. Davis Mills, solid year 1, getting better as the year progressed. Hopefully he didn't take a step back at head coach for Will Culley, for Lovie Smith over Will Culley. We didn't love that, but you got 3 first-round picks to try to prove that y'all know what you're doing. So we'll see who they get in the draft. I don't know if we know. I'm sure it's just kind of 1 in the next 3 years. I don't know if that's fully come out at the current moment, but 3 first-round picks, probably 1 every year for the next 3 years. All right, so that is kind of the trade side on the Texans and the Browns. But now just today, all this was kind of old news, 2 days ago news. But now we're getting quotes by the Browns organization on Deshaun Watson, and all these came out today. So let's see what the people in the Browns organization are saying about Deshaun Watson and all that. So here we go. This is by... statement from Dee and Jimmy Haslam, who I believe are the owner of the Browns. They say this, quote, "We spent a tremendous amount of time exploring and investigating the opportunity to trade for Deshaun Watson. We are acutely aware and empathetic to the highly personal sentiments expressed about this decision. Our team's comprehensive evaluation process was of utmost importance due to the sensitive nature of the situation and the complex factors involved." The lawsuits. Yes, that's what they're alluding to here, folks. The lawsuits. They don't come out and say the sexual allegation lawsuits, but that's what they're talking about. The sexual harassment allegation lawsuits, okay? All right, but here we go. Continue on saying, quote, "We also understand there are still some legal proceedings that are going on, and we will respect due process. It was pivotal that we, along with Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, meet with Deshaun to have a straightforward dialogue, discuss our priorities, and hear directly from him on how he wants to approach his career on and off the field. He was humble, sincere, and candid. In our conversations, Deshaun detailed his commitment to leading our team. He understands and embraces the hard work needed to build his name both in the community and on the field. Those in-depth conversations, the extensive evaluation process, his dedication to being a great teammate, and devotion to helping others within the NFL, within the community, and through his charitable initiatives provided the foundation for us to pursue Watson. We are confident in Deshaun and excited about moving forward with him as our quarterback and supporting his genuine and determined efforts." Wow, is that a reference here? Wow, oh wow. I kind of loved what I was hearing here. And especially, the whole Deshaun Watson thing, obviously his name getting dragged through the mud. Is he right? Is he wrong? We still don't have all the facts, so we can't really make the most informed decision. But hearing that the grand jury did not really indict Deshaun Watson and all that for the legal cases, that obviously speaks to, maybe he really is truly innocent here. But, what we've been hearing from Deshaun Watson really the entire time is that he's cooperative, is that he's, really kind of humble. He didn't kind of come out and start cussing out all these women saying, these people are bringing me down. These women are ruining my life. He's really kind of been, I'm going to prove myself innocent. I'm not really, nervous about anything. I'm going to cooperate with the law. He's really kind of been upfront and vocal about it the entire time. And this is just backing up everything that we've been hearing about Deshaun Watson. What were they saying? Right here, right here. He was humble about the meeting that they had. He was humble, sincere, and candid in our conversations. Deshaun detailed his commitment to leading our team. He understands and embraces the hard work needed to rebuild his name both in the community and on the field. So Deshaun Watson knows everything that's going on around him, obviously. He's speaking to it. He's keeping his name, trying to keep his name clean. He's being humble still about this, and we really kind of have to truly kind of, see Deshaun Watson of what he really is. And the man is just humble. The man really has been humble since day one. So the fact that they're seeing the humbleness, they're expressing the humbleness in this letter right here, I'm all on, Deshaun Watson now. We'll still, take everything with a grain of salt, obviously. But everything that we've been hearing so far, Deshaun Watson is kind of looking innocent and humble here. This isn't kind of, making him hardened and making him kind of turn out to be an asshole or lose his humble ability. The man's always been humble since, the allegations, and now humble after, the grand jury says, no, there's not enough evidence here to do this. I'll do all this. What are you, crazy? So, loved what we heard from the Browns kind of front office. Now let's hear from the Browns general manager and Kevin Stefanski. I'm really interested to see what Kevin Stefanski says. Once again, he was big on Baker Mayfield, doubling down, committing to him. And now what is he going to say about Deshaun Watson? But let's start here with Vice President of Football Operations and General Manager Andrew Berry. He says, quote, "We look forward to having Deshaun as our starting quarterback. We have done extensive investigative, legal, and reference work over the past several months to provide us with the appropriate information needed to make an informed decision about pursuing him and moving forward with him as our quarterback. Deshaun has been among the very best at the position, truly that, and he understands the work needed to reestablish himself on and off the field in Cleveland. We are confident that he will make positive contributions to our team and community as we support his return to football." Okay, kind of boilerplate-ish, piggybacking off of what we just read. But let's see what Kevin Stefanski says. Another shorter quote. He says, quote, "Our organization did a tremendous amount of background on Deshaun. We understand the concerns and questions that exist, but are confident in the extensive work Andrew and his staff have done to feel confident about him joining our organization. It is important for us to meet with Deshaun in person as part of our team evaluation process. We had a candid conversation regarding his approach to coming into our organization and community. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to coach Deshaun. He is ready to put in the hard work needed to help our team improve and make a positive impact on our community." So once again, piggybacking, boilerplate stuff, okay. But, the other quotes, talking about how they look, and once they get them, out on the field to practice and all that, when they can practice to see him and coach him and all that, that's what I want to hear from Kevin Stefanski. And at some point, I really want to hear Kevin Stefanski on Baker Mayfield. Hopefully that comes out about as well. Probably that will come out after he gets traded. Houston with that big 10-point lead by Houston. Love seeing it. But, yeah, we probably won't hear from Kevin Stefanski on Baker Mayfield until he is traded or whatever the case may be. All right. So that's what everybody's saying about Deshaun Watson now in Cleveland. But the last thing I want to kind of talk about on this thing is right here, because this just came out today. This article, I believe it's written by Mary Kay Cabot. She's blue check verified. I believe she writes for Cleveland.com maybe. But yeah, this article right here, the headline caught me. I'm like, what? There's no way this. But let's read the headline and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll see what the article is actually saying, because she's going to have to sell me on this article, because I'm not believing this until you kind of, convince me that this is actually the truth. So convince me. You better hope you have some compelling evidence in this article, because this is a big old statement right here. So the tweet of the article says this: Baker Mayfield had no intentions of playing for the Browns in 2020, which may have revived the Deshaun Watson trade. He was prepared to sit out off-season program, minicamp, training camp, and more if that's what it took. Baker Mayfield had no intentions of playing for the Browns in 2021. Well, when? Was this before the Deshaun? Because before Deshaun Watson, why would Baker Mayfield have no intentions of playing for the Browns? Kevin Stefanski was in on him. The Browns were in on him. Baker Mayfield, we read the letter. He loved Cleveland. He was thankful for the city. He loved playing for the city. He loved being the guy in Cleveland. So where is this coming from that Baker Mayfield had no intentions of playing for the Browns in 2020? Let's establish a time frame and then go from there. But what are we saying? Let me get in this article and see what they're truly saying, because I don't know if I believe it. Oh, you're telling... Oh, I got to disable ad blocker. who cares? Stop with the ads. Nobody wants to buy the ads, okay? Nobody wants to buy the products for the ads. We don't advertise anything on the show unless you want to advertise, then buy our ads. But man, nobody, who cares? Stop. And y'all want to make me can I just continue reading? I got to give you my email to continue reading? Come on. You're all about to make me do this? Y'all are about to make me, what can we read? What can we read without sending in our email? I don't want to subscribe. Why do I want to subscribe here? Oh my goodness. What do we got? What's the first paragraph? We can read the first paragraph without subscribing. It says this: Baker Mayfield's trade request to the Browns on Thursday, and word from his reps that he had no plans on playing for them in 2020 may have revived the blockbuster deal for Deshaun. Oh, so you're telling me this was already after? Yeah, I'm not reading this article. This is a bunk article. So I'm guessing what the article says that, they had the meeting with Deshaun Watson, then Baker Mayfield, got wind of that and put out the letter, obviously, and then we heard that Deshaun Watson notified, or the Browns were notified, that they're no longer in the running for Deshaun Watson. So this is what the article is saying. Then they beefed up the trade to 3 first-round draft picks to get him there. That's what it's seeming like. So yeah, I knew this article. So you're writing an article that Baker Mayfield had no intentions of playing after he found out that they wanted Deshaun Watson over him? Yeah, that's fine. I agree with Baker Mayfield on that front. I have no problem with, kind of being turned off if your team that, is always doubling down saying you're our guy, turns out, hey, there's other guys that may be our guys. So I've got no problem with Baker Mayfield wanting to sit out. It's obviously not the best for his career overall, but if that's your prerogative, I've got no problem with what y'all decide to do. I mean, everybody always preaches all the time, if it's so bad, if it was so bad, why didn't you say something, or why didn't you just stand in your morals and, quit? Like, if you knew your boss, was like sexually harassing all the women in the workplace, but you still continue to work there, why did you continue to work there? If it was such a big problem to you, why don't you take a stance and, quit your job, And this is kind of what Baker Mayfield would have been doing. Hey, I'm standing up for myself. Y'all don't believe in me. That's cool. Y'all don't want me here. That's cool. Well, I'm not going to play. I know I'm still under contract, but I'm just not going to play. Like, that's, standing in your morals, standing in what you believe in. And we preach that all the time. Do what you think is right. Maybe it's not right financially, but hey, do what's right for you. Do what you truly believe in. So, yeah, we're definitely not reading that article, and we're definitely not putting in our email. So, nice try, Mary Kay Cabot, not getting us in this clickbait. No, thank you. So, nice try. Nice try. Okay, so that's all the Baker Mayfield news now all caught up here. So now let's kind of run over other news on the league here, and we get this: Juju Smith-Schuster signing a 1-year, $10 million deal with the Kansas City Chiefs, and this is absolutely fantastic. Chiefs getting another weapon, which they kind of did need. Yes, Travis Kelce's fantastic. Yes, Tyreek Hill is fantastic, but we saw in that AFC Championship game, the Bengals defense just absolutely smothered Tyreek Hill, and the Chiefs offense could not move the ball at all. So you bring in Juju Smith-Schuster, who's been able to work in chaos, who's been able to work in a crowded wide receiver room. The man was with Antonio Brown and still had a 1,000-yard receiving season, 900-yard receiving season rookie year with Antonio Brown. We've had James Washington, we've had Chase Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster. Crowded Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver room, and we still get Juju Smith-Schuster putting up great yards like this, folks. Great production, and the man has like 75% catch percentage, his best season, 75% catch percentage. So great hands in a crowded locker room, able to still get production here. 917-yard season rookie year, 1,400-yard second year, both those years with Antonio Brown. Then only played 12 games for 500 yards. Back up to playing 14 games, 830 yards in 2020. Once again, crowded wide receiver core, Chase Claypool, James Washington, all that. Big Ben's arm declining, and he was still able to be a serviceable producer out on the field. So now you get that with Patrick Mahomes, with Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, Juju Smith kind of third leading receiver option out here. The man will still able to get us great work because the man has been able to work in a crowded setting before. So Juju Smith-Schuster to the Chiefs is an absolute home run of a pickup here, and we'll see if this can help the Chiefs get back to the Super Bowl and try to win a Super Bowl again. I want to save this one. We get this. Quarterback for the Rams, Matthew Stafford, signing a 4-year, $160 million extension with $135 million guaranteed. So he's getting paid about $40 million a year. Once again, less than Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers is still the highest paid quarterback a little bit on a year average basis. But, Aaron Rodgers, once again, a little bit of a clown because we get this. All you have to do is win a Super Bowl, and then you get the big-time money. Aaron Rodgers has been waiting around 10-plus years for the big-time money, but no Super Bowl ring to go along with it. Win the Super Bowl, then you get the big money, Aaron, but you got to win the Super Bowl first. At least get to the Super Bowl. This is why you haven't been getting the big money. Now you want the big money at the end of your career. It costs you Devontae Adams. It costs you everything. Costs you your chance to win a ring, but at least you got paid, right? So Aaron Rodgers becoming a clown, more of a clown every single day. We love seeing that. We get the, what else we got here? We get this. Eli Apple returning to the Bengals on a 1-year, $4 million deal. Got burned in the Super Bowl, made some good plays in the playoffs, got burned in the Super Bowl. Everybody was clowning this man all season long here. But overall, Eli Apple, 1-year, $4 million deal. That's pretty good for a decent corner. He can show up. He can step up in some games, but, having to go against Cooper Kupp to win the Super Bowl, maybe a little bit too big of a moment for him, but maybe he gets better, learns from this year. But Eli Apple, the knocks will continue on social media, absolutely. All right, and then we get this. I want to read this. I truly am interested in this. I want to save this for the last. So let me put this at the end. All right, but here we go. More other news here. We get Robert Woods being sent to the Titans. Wide receiver for the Rams being sent to the Titans here. Titans just lost Julio Jones, so bringing in Robert Woods is pretty solid. Robert Woods, very solid receiver out here. We can bring up his yards. Back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving seasons with the Rams in 2018 and 2019. Going to the Titans, still kind of being the number 2 option here. He was the number 2 option with the Rams. Cooper Kupp, obviously the number 1. But, going with the Titans, no more Julio Jones, so he's the number 2 there with A.J. Brown, Robert Woods, solid receivers. So Titans getting solidly better. Robert Woods, yes, he had a little bit of an injury this season, but Julio Jones has been riddled with injuries and still even riddled with injuries the 1 year he played for the Titans. But Robert Woods, hopefully he can stay healthy and definitely help out this team more. We get the Cowboys releasing offensive lineman La'el Collins. And once again, this Cowboys team, folks, they have done nothing good this offseason. They have lost everything that made them good. The line, the weapons. Okay, Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy, good luck next season. I'm telling y'all, 3-14 for the Cowboys. 3-14 for the Cowboys. All right. And now this is so funny because what? What are you saying? Can't wait to see why this man's rationale for saying this. But quarterback Carson Wentz says he was, quote, surprised at how his time ended with the Colts. You're surprised? You're surprised that they let you go because you couldn't beat the Jaguars the last week of the season to get into the playoffs? You're surprised that they let you go because of that? You're surprised? I wasn't. I was calling for that. It didn't catch us by surprise. But I'm real interested to see what he says about this. Why are you surprised, Carson Wentz? Please tell me why you are surprised. So here we go. Let's read the first lead up to the quote here. All right, here we go. The attention-grabbing gold jacket paired perfectly with a burgundy shirt. Wentz saw the jacket in his closet and knew what needed to be done. What he didn't know just days earlier was that he was about to get traded. Again, says, quote, got a call last week from Colts general manager Chris Ballard. Was in my backyard in Indy, and it was a beautiful day, and all right, change is coming. Change is coming, time to go. All right, so that's what he said. Okay, change is coming, time to go. Okay. Then we get this. That and Commanders coach Ron Rivera visible thirst for a better option in under center led Wentz to Washington, where he was forced to answer the same question again. Why is he still a Colt? Says, quote, definitely surprised. Anytime you're in a new place, you want it to work out. You want to be there. You want to do the best you can for that team, that organization, that fan base, and God willing, it works out for a long time. It didn't, and God changes our plans. Here we are, and we're excited for it. So, all right, just kind of says, he was surprised. Okay. We got anything else here? That was really it. So, okay, that was a little underwhelming. Just kind of said he was surprised. All right, definitely surprised, he says. I don't know why you would be definitely surprised. You should have already had your bags packed. You should have already, sold your home after that last game. The wife's like, honey, I just saw our house on Zillow. What are you doing? Be like, oh, I beefed it. I bungled it. You didn't watch the game. Your Carson Wentz wife wasn't watching the game because, why would you want to watch Carson Wentz play? Why? So the wife is like, honey, I didn't watch the game. You lost. It was the Jaguars. So it was a home run. I thought it was a home run. I thought you won. No, babe, I beefed it. I bungled it big time. We gotta move right now. They're coming for the house right now. So Carson Wentz no longer with the Colts. We know with the Washington. Hopefully, maybe he can do something there. Maybe we'll see. I doubt it. All right, that's all the NFL we wanted to touch upon today. So now let's quickly close out the show with the NBA from last night very quickly here. Only about 4 games on last night, so here we go. Timberwolves beat the Bucks, winning 138-119. Bucks couldn't get it done. No Giannis last night, and that's kind of why they lost. So great win for the Timberwolves. We had Anthony Edwards back to his old self, 25 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns, 25 points, 11 rebounds. D'Angelo Russell, 16 points, 9 assists, all getting it done like we know. So well done for the Timberwolves. Keep climbing that ladder. Are they now officially out of the play-in tournament? Let's quickly see. The Timberwolves are currently still the 7th seed, real tough. They're only about a half a game out from that 6th seed over the Nuggets. So they're neck and neck with the Nuggets and the Mavericks, coming down to the crunch about final 10-ish games all across the board for these teams. So go and make the most of it. Man, oh man, Timberwolves, go get it done. I've been so impressed with them. Well done. Well done for the Timberwolves, folks. All right, then we get the Mavericks at the Hornets. Mavericks lost last night. Hornets truly turning the corner, winning 129-108 here. Another great win for the Hornets. Then we get the Pistons at the Cavs. Pistons lose close, lose by 4. I think it was like a 3.5 point spread as well. Cavs win by 4, 113-109. Cavs getting it done. Darius Garland back. Karis LeVert still good to go as well. 9 points last night for him. C.D. Osman, 16 points. Love seeing that. Kevin Love, 14 points, 10 rebounds. So, man, oh, man, everything's still going on good. Evan Mobley, 12 points, 11 rebounds, still holding it down. Cavs, folks, still watch out for them. And then the last game of the night, Lakers-Wizards. LeBron passes Karl Malone for number 2 all-time scoring, but lose because, obviously, he does. Lakers, trash. Absolutely trash. Wizards win. Finally, the Wizards can win with Porzingis at the 5, 27 points for Porzingis led the team in scoring, and that was enough. And they didn't even have Kyle Kuzma last night, and the Lakers still lose. Big time bad for this Lakers team. We know they're this bad. All right, so yeah, we're actually going to get out of here. We're not even going to pay attention to betting NBA today. We're strictly channeling all of our energy in college basketball. So it is now halftime. Houston's still up by 4, 30-26. So we're going to get out of here for today, folks. We're back live tomorrow, noon Eastern, to kind of wrap up the first and second round of March Madness. We'll finally be able to kind of bet NBA for a couple of days. We're really kind of we're good to go. Just because of this weekend. This long weekend, all games, all day, basketball, college basketball, all of that. But like we said, Thursday, Friday, college basketball resumes again, but it's only about to be like 2 games on a day. So nothing that's really going to kind of cloud our NBA talk or anything like that. So back live tomorrow, back on schedule, noon Eastern. We'll quickly talk about March Madness, but it's not going to be the main focal point of the show anymore until, the games are on and all that. So we'll focus more on NBA, focus more on NFL. We'll try to get back to our Russell Wilson talk to see if Russell Wilson is still good. I want to watch Baker Mayfield now and all that. So great stuff ahead. Getting into the full swing of it of off-season football. Try to watch some draft prospects and all that. So, back live tomorrow, noon Eastern, doing it all again, folks. But thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow, folks. Hopefully, you'll join us as well. So, we are out of here. Have an absolute great one, and we're looking to kind of end the final day of opening of March Madness, folks, on an absolute high note. So far, so good. We'll see if it continues. All right, folks, have an absolute great one, and we will see you